Just when you thought the Sonic Frontiers news was stopping, of course it's not, baby. We got a new video that's going to be looking at the combat. This is one of the things that I was most worried about when looking at the gameplay for Sonic Frontiers, because I'm worried that this is going to be a little bit slow, but hopefully all of my concerns will be put at ease. Let's look at this video.
IGN First continues on with yet another look at Sonic Frontiers gameplay, this time focusing on combat. Sonic is up against an all-new set of baddies, some of which are among the most massive bosses we've ever seen in a Sonic game. Fortunately, Sonic's got some new tricks up his sleeve. Make sure to stick with IGN all throughout June because we've got a full hands-on preview and interviews
again,
from the
they're saying all throughout
in-store.
June for
now,
more
though,
stuff.
Enjoy the combat of Sonic Frontiers.
After they show the combat, I don't know what they're going to show, except for like maybe like, I don't know, like new areas or something, or maybe actually give us more. Okay, I'll shut up. Let me see. That didn't do nothing to him. That was weird that he lost rings after he landed. Oh, wait, you can, okay, you can disengage. I kind of like that. That looks so weird. I noticed that in the teaser trailer. Yeah, look at this. How does he get all the way over there? Oh, that's sick. Okay, I actually like that a lot. It did take him a while to beat those guys, though. And I'm wondering what they're dropping. Is that like EXP? Is that like... It has to be, right? Yeah, I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like the way he loses rings there. Okay, wow. There's some really cool moves. Dude, the fucking barrage. The freaking barrage of kicks. Oh. Dude, Sonic's really cool. Oh, wow. So you have to... Okay, so he's armored and you have to, like, knock him up. Mr. IGN man's taking a long time to beat him. Wow. Yeah, dude, I don't know if it's just because Mr. IGN person who is behind the sticks is just maybe not that great at the combat. Maybe Sonic's not that strong here, you know? That's another thing, too. Maybe that's why he's not able to, like, kill the enemies that fast, but... Whoa, okay, that's cool. Wait, do that again. No, wait, do that again. All right, we're going to look at that. Because if you can do that consistently, like do it that quickly and then launch the enemy into the air like that, that's fast. But probably from a speedrunning perspective, if it can be avoided, it seems that like we would want to like not mess with these enemies at all. Because it seems like it gives you the same XP for fighting the ball enemy, for lack of a better term. The same XP, but they're easier to fight. Okay, this is from the teaser. What is he doing? Is he just toying with it? He's playing with his food, man. I like that we're getting new perspectives on different areas as well. Okay, that's fast. Good. So maybe just some of these enemies are just really strong. Like the first ones he was fighting were really strong. And now we get to see the boss fight. Ooh. Oh, he's having trouble. What I think is really cool is it looks like it's like, you know, sort of Xenoblade-esque. Like if you see a big enemy like in the wilderness, you can just go out and fight him. Okay, so he's got 3 arms, so you do that 3 times. He's having a lot of trouble getting up the arm. They had to cut that out. Can you launch him? Oh, that's actually cool. Oh, I like that a lot. What did he get for that? See, I don't like not having a HUD for this. I mean, I guess maybe it's just a stylistic choice for these trailers, just because it's like, oh, they want it to be like, feel more open, I guess. I don't know. It'd be nice to have the option to turn off the HUD if you want to, I guess, but I don't know. I want to see the info. Like, I want to see all the stuff he's collecting. I want to see how much boost he has. And I've talked about this in previous videos, but maybe it's just to prevent spoilers and stuff like that. What? Wait, did that happen the last time? Okay, I'm glad they add the little red ones that like push you back, because if they didn't, that would be way too easy to have to just do it the same way every time. Please show the enemy dying all the way. Please, please, please. Yes. Yeah, I figured it was gonna fade out there. Man. Well, boys, yet again, we have a lot to look at, so let me get everything all situated and let's take a look, shall we? All right, so we're back. We're looking at the analysis now. Let's take a look at some things, because there's a few things that I saw in here that I'm like hype about, and other things I'm not kind of hype about. So right off the bat, we see him attacking this ball enemy, and the combos he's doing are very slow. If we look at the combos here, I can't tell if the person behind the controller is just like pressing the buttons very slowly, or if Sonic actually punches this slowly. I feel like later on, I see him punch a little faster, so maybe there he was just doing it slowly. Maybe this is actually his first time messing with the combat. So I want to give him the benefit of the doubt and make it so that, like, okay, maybe the combat isn't that bad. I don't like that. Normally, anytime you get hit in a Sonic game, it's you lose rings on hit. But here what happens is Sonic gets knocked away, and then he loses rings when he lands. And that just looks weird to me. Such a very small detail. It's not that big of a deal. I just think it looks really weird. But this right here, I think is really, really cool. Look at this. So he disengages. He like jumps away. And I don't know if this is him just jumping and it just so happened to send him sideways here. But I think it's cool that you could theoretically pin yourself up against a wall and like punch, punch, kick, jump away, jump back in, punch, punch, kick, and then like kind of like ending a combo before the finisher, just so you can go back in and do more hits. I think that could be a potential strat moving forward for speedrunning this game. And just for optimizing combat. Now that move, I don't know how I feel about it, because it feels so weird. Okay, so you do see him jump back, and maybe it has something to do... Maybe it has something to do with just like the quality of the video. Like obviously there's a lot of compression here, so it's kind of like hard to see when very little things happen. But dude, when I was watching this the first time through, I did not see Sonic actually jump back, but he does. Like if I go frame by frame here, frame by frame, frame by frame. Sonic just backs up in a matter of frames. So this is the frame where he's like kicking or like finishing his kick. And then the next frame, look how far away he is, dude. He definitely has like the little streaks that are like in front of him, like just like right around here that like show him going backwards. But like, holy crap, he just goes so fast. It looks like a very strong finisher move. I don't know if maybe just that enemy, because he was glowing red there, was like blocking it. And that's why it doesn't look like it's doing much. But I don't know. It's really, we don't really know how exactly these enemies work. At least not yet. And again, it looks like he gets something that is either A, money, or B, EXP. Those are the only two things I would think that Sonic is getting here, which makes me think that this game is definitely going to have RPG elements. Like Sonic is 100% going to be a character that needs to be leveled up so that he can unlock more abilities and more finishers, because we've seen a lot of really cool finishers here. I think that's one of my favorite parts of the combat is the finishers. From a speedrunning perspective, they look a little slow, but I'm hoping that if there's an EXP system, that means that Sonic potentially could get faster. He could get lighter so that maybe he doesn't like jump and fall like a rock, you know? I think these are big things to take note. And I'm really, really hoping that is explained here in this next month on the IGN channel, because I know they're talking a lot about it, about how there's going to be interviews and stuff. And so, yeah, look at that finisher, man. That looks so sick. I like it a lot. Now, watching whoever's playing the game here fight this, like whoever's playing this game, watching him fight this boss or this enemy, kind of embarrassing. Of course, like this is probably everybody, like this is actually their first experience fighting this enemy. So they're just trying their best to kill it. But then like watching them get knocked away every time is just like, just cut that out. Just cut that out, guys. Maybe they were on a time crunch. You know, maybe they didn't get to play that much of the game. But as I was saying, like kind of with the speedrunning thing, like that enemy looks really slow to kill. So unless they drop like more XP than like the other enemies, it's probably not worth your time to fight these guys. I kind of like the design though. We can also see like in the background here, there's another one of those towers like we saw in the meadow. If you guys remember in the previous trailer, there was like the same sort of tower with a Chaos Emerald looking thing inside the tower. So I wonder if this is just another area where you can place a Chaos Emerald or something. It looks like there's a bubble of some sort here, so maybe there's something else here. And it's also glowing red. The other one wasn't glowing red, so who knows? Okay, this is another thing that I wanted to look at. If you look here, he does a very quick homing attack that kind of swings around this enemy. Now, I speedrun Sonic Adventure 2 a lot. If the homing attack things happens where they like kind of go around the enemy, normally that's like just bad coding. It's just like the homing attack doesn't know exactly where to go. But here, it looks like it could be used as a variation for launching somebody up. Because, you know, Sonic will run in a circle, it'll go purple, and then it launches the enemy. So, if you can do this, if you can do a homing attack launch, where it just goes around the enemy, that was way faster. And if that is what happens, then combat is going to be based around that a lot, I feel like. Because that launches them way quicker. But if you notice here, when it happens, it doesn't launch up the shielding that's around the enemy. Like, it just launches them up completely. So maybe it's a timing thing. Like, maybe he just couldn't be launched in that way in that time. But if you can do it with the homing attack, that's going to be 100% the way to fight these guys. The only situation where I could see the running around launch being better is if you can do it to multiple enemies at a time. But it seems Sonic can only focus on one enemy at a time when engaging in like a combo. So then probably that's not the case. I really wish we could have seen if he does it with 2 enemies at a time here, but... Because one thing to note is it also stuns the enemy when they're launched. So... And it seems they don't want to show us too many different enemies just because, like, you know... Oh! There it is. There it is. My brain forgot that I saw it. So here, he launches multiple enemies. But again, he's really only able to fight one. Except for this time, instead of doing punches and kicks, he just homing attacks him. Which, it would be kind of sad to see, like, homing attacks being just the best form of combat. I mean, like, it makes sense, right? Like, he's Sonic. Homing attacks are his bread and butter. Like, that's in every Sonic game. But, like, give me a reason to punch and kick when I can just do this. And I think even as, like, a casual player, if somebody figures that out, they're going to do the same thing. What's the point in punching and kicking if I can just homing attack? So here's our first look at looking at one of the, like, the big boss enemies of the game. He's kind of out in the open. There's this really cool, unique way to fight him. I kind of like it. And each arm that you climb up progressively gets harder to hit the spike on the top. Like the first one comes down, it's all blue boosties, so you just jump on his arm and you can just go right up. The second time, it showed, I think, at the bottom of his hand, he's putting out like red circles that push you away. And I thought this was really cool. This is like an alternate way of fighting this boss, maybe, or maybe you have to do this to defeat him. But you knock up his feet and hit his foot, and it drops something else when you knock them both down. But it doesn't defeat the boss. You still seem to need to like defeat the last arm. But if you look, there was a big like gear or something that came out. So let's look at it frame by frame here for a sec. So yeah, this is definitely a gear of some kind that comes out. Maybe this is an upgrade material thing. Maybe this is something that will give Sonic another finisher. Or maybe this is a key item. Then maybe you need to like defeat these bosses to use this gear to unlock certain areas or something. One thing I think is interesting is it gives you this gear before defeating this boss. So yeah, he gets up, and there's also like a red force field around this time trying to stop him, but it seems pretty simple to get around it. Like he was already launched above it. That's the new combat for Sonic Frontiers. Definitely some things I'm worried about. Again, I think combat is pretty cool, but looks like it might be a little slow. And again, there's a few things to keep in mind here. A, this is probably the person's first ever time playing with the combat, and they probably only played with the combat for like a minute. Like probably like the people handed them, like when they were playing this demo, like Sega handed them a controller and was like, here, you press this button to kick, you press this button to jump and homing attack. And then they were like, bet. And then they went in and they had to like figure stuff out on their own with a very limited amount of time. And I think that, you know, stuff like the finishers, like, dude, like the kicks where he like shoots the blades of light at the enemy. I think that's so sick. Look at that. Really cool, but it looks really slow. So I'm wondering, again, if Sonic just gets stronger over time. Like there has to be some sort of like XP system that makes Sonic's punches and kicks stronger. And I'm thinking too, because remember how later on it shows the enemies he just homing attacks? There's a potential chance that when he fights these enemies, he's had enough XP to make him stronger. So that's why it's so easy for him to just launch them and then just homing attack them on the way down. Also, it could just be that when you're launched into the air, it just does more damage. So theoretically, like this enemy that he had kind of some trouble fighting with the armor, you knock him up once to knock off the armor, and then you do it again to knock the weak part of the enemy up into the air. I don't know if it works like that. Maybe it does. Very, very, very hard to say. I'm still feeling just a wee bit iffy about the combat, but you know, we're going to see more in the coming weeks. Wow, we've gotten 3 different forms of video of Sonic Frontiers content in a week. I'm a speedrunner, so when this comes out, I really want to be looking at it right away so I can start theory crafting ideas for how the speedrun is going to work, but also just to give you guys a perspective about how I think about the game when looking at this kind of thing, and like just like how I think it's going to improve speedruns, how I'm thinking about speedrunning the game, blah, 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 how good of a speedrun it's even going to be. And I think actually when all this news is out and said and done, I'm going to make a video about how good I think the Sonic Frontier speedrun is going to be. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. If you made it this far in the video, drop a like, maybe a sub. And I will see you guys next time. Bye. Have a good day.